Hi, salam alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad. You're looking at me, drive to work to teach a children's yoga class. Love, love, love teaching children's yoga. I love teaching yoga, period. The children just bring this energy of innocence and joy, and when they want what they want when they want it, and they know how to make their needs known. They'll holler and scream and fall out on the floor until they're impatient, and that's, that part is the growing part. But I do like the way children show up very innocent, and they are very forgiving and very loving until we start imposing our stuff on them, and then life can harden them up. But for the most part, children are very innocent. It saddens me more when I encounter a child that at a very young age just has a lot on them, a lot of weight on them, the things that are happening in their precious lives. Early on, they have a lot of stuff, and that is circumstantial, parents and people around them. And I'm not an expert on why that is, but I do believe that we choose our parents, we choose the circumstances to which we are born in, because our soul wants to learn lessons. I think of life as a school, and the soul comes here. I call it Earth School. I didn't make that up. I study other people who call it a Earth School, and that resonates with me to say it's an Earth School. And in the Earth School, we're constantly learning and growing. And like I said, I just believe that we come here with that, with specific things lessons we want to learn, and then life circumstances come about to teach us that. So as I teach them, I'm making sure that I'm showing up as best as I can in their life to be a role model, and somebody that they can look up to, because I'm older, so we look up to our elders. Someone that, years from now, they can say she positively impacted my life if they were going through something. So I spend a lot of time doing a lot of, oh my God, you're so spectacular, you're so amazing, and I watch their faces just really light up when that happens, and makes me happier to do that. I wanted a few minutes of your very valuable time actually to talk to you about learning to just accept life as it is. And in the Muslim faith, we say, if it is the permission of Allah, if it's Allah's will, it'll be. In Christianity, we say God is in control. In Islam, we say, in the Buddha religion, we say, basically it is what it is. That's the street term for it is what it is. But in Buddha, we just say go with the flow of life, don't fight against it. So all of the religions and spiritual schools of thought let us know that life is going to just offer so many challenges, and it's how we show up to the challenges. Nobody knows where they're going to be in the next few seconds, let alone years or hours or months. We plan, and in Islam we say we plan, but Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. And going back to Christianity, where we just say God is in control. If it's God's will, it will be. We have to learn to allow things to just be and to go with it. When you fight against the current, if you're a swimmer and you've ever been in some rough waters, you know that if you fight against the current, you might end up hurting yourself, and some people even drown. But if you just relax into the flow of the water may take you further out, but it'll come a point, unless it's like a typhoon, it'll come a point where the water gets calm, and then you can think your way to the next, what you need to do, or perhaps you'll get rescued, especially if you just tread the water once it gets in a place where it's a little stable. But it really is just you understanding that if you don't panic, or if you release the ego's need to do things, because our egos can get in the way and start fucking stuff up for us. An ego, I heard Iyanla Vanzant say this over 2.5 decades ago, Wow. Yeah, I was 23. So yeah, it's not 2.5, but almost close. She said, ego stands for edging God out. And that resonated with me, and I've taken that with me. And while many times in my life I have lived in my ego, I've learned that when the ego gets me in spaces that I have to call on the higher power to get out of, my ego learns a lesson. And while I do believe that it is necessary to have self-worth, I don't think that that's the same as ego. Ego can really, it's just that thing where it resonates on a level of selfishness, and it resonates in a space where we're not being kind. And there are 3 things in life that will get you everything that you want, and that is learning to be kind, learning to be loving, and learning to be compassionate to others. Those 3 things will bring you everything that you ever want in your life. It's all about motive. Everything in life is about motive. The actions of what we do are always based upon our motive. I hear people on Facebook and not in my personal life, thank God, because I don't have these people close in my space, but I'll see people on news feeds or timelines, and they'll say things like, I'm going to stop being nice to everybody because I'm always doing everything for everybody, but as soon as I need somebody to do something to me, nobody's there for me. And I immediately know that's just pain talking, and that they are doing things for other people for a specific result that just benefits them. And when we do anything in life and it only benefits us, it's not good. You've got to think about the bigger picture in everything you do. When you look at the bigger picture and you think for the whole, you're definitely going to get everything you want, because you're now taking into account how it affects somebody else. So if you're the type of person that you're doing a lot for others and then nobody does anything for you, your motives, perhaps, I don't know you, so I would definitely not stamp this is what it is on it, but perhaps your motives are selfish. And when you have selfish motives, the result never ever turns out the way you want it to be. In life, in relationships, when you get in a relationship with someone else because you don't want to be alone, that's not going to work. First, let me say this: you are never alone. You are with you. So you're never alone. Being lonely comes from a state of not appreciating all that you are. You're so magnificent and so brilliant and so beautiful that when you start to focus in on that, that's not ego for you to look in the mirror and say, God damn, look at that spectacular beauty. That's not ego. That's self-worth. Ego would be looking in the mirror saying, God damn, look at that spectacular beauty. Ain't nobody else spectacular but me. That's ego. But deciding who you are for yourself is amazing. And so if your motive to get into a relationship is to not be alone, that's not going to work. You're going to end up alone. Because until you like you, until you love you, oftentimes people say, I just want somebody to love me and treat me right. Well, that comes from people who aren't loving and treating themselves right. Because when you love and treat yourself right, that is more than enough. Anybody else is an added extra. In relationships are not about owning people. We don't own each other. Relationships should be about 2 people deciding to complement one another. So you're like the beautiful black dress, and if you're a woman, and the relationship is the jewelry. It looks good and you want to wear it and you want to treasure it, but if for something should happen to that jewelry, you just have to switch jewelry. I'm not making light about love and loving somebody, but if you love yourself and somebody comes into your life and then they don't want to be in your life for any reason, yes, you will have to go through the pain of the separation, but at the end of it all, you will emerge better and more victorious. You have a choice. You can become bitter or you can become better. I don't want to use up a lot of your time. I just really was driving, and oftentimes, like most of us, when you are driving or walking, you have these amazing thoughts. You should share them. You should start a YouTube channel and share your amazing thoughts with others. It's not that anybody is smarter than. We all have the potential to really rock this universe. But when you learn something, it's nice for you to tell somebody else, to say, listen, let me share this with you. It might resonate with them, it doesn't. You know that it's your truth if when you share it with someone and it doesn't resonate with them, you don't get all mad. When you get all mad, your motive for sharing was wrong. Your motive was, look at me, I'm so spectacular. Well, I've just pulled up. I'm about to go in and teach these amazing little 2 to 5 year olds. Have an amazing day, Facebook. Assalamu alaikum. I said Facebook. I meant YouTube. Well, maybe people will watch it on Facebook. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Hotep. Shalom alaikum. Peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.